I'm going to make this easy for you. I know a lot of teachers are say, hey, just guess and check this stuff, but that can be a little overwhelming, right? And you might be having troubles when a is not equal to 1, like the 2x squared. It really messes things up. So let's take a look and see what this mystery algorithm is I'm talking about. So you take the leading coefficient, which here is 2, and you multiply by the number that's at the end. It's called the constant, and you write it over here. So 2 times 3, I got 6 over here. Now, we're going to split up the number 6 in different ways. 6 times 1 or 2 times 3. So you have to come up with all the ways to multiply and make 6. 6 times 1, 2 times 3. Those are the only ones. Now what you have to do is ask yourself, which of those add up to be the middle term? So which of those, 6 and 1 or 2 and 3, adds up to 7? Well, of course, 6 and 1 is the option that we're going to use. So we take that 6 and 1, and we split the middle term into 6x plus 1x. All right, everything else is going to stay the same for right now. I'm bringing those other two down. Make sure you do that step. Now what we're going to do is the factor by grouping method. This is where you take the first two and you take the GCF out. Our first video in this sequence had GCF factoring, so hopefully you're an expert at this. So what goes into those two? 2x, and that leaves behind x plus 3. Then the second two, what is the greatest common factor there? You might be saying nothing or 0, but it's actually 1. I'm going to take a 1 out, and you'll see why here in a second, why I need to write it this way. Do you notice anything? Do you notice anything that the first term and the second term have in common? They both have what's called a common binomial. They have x plus 3. So I'm going to write that out front, just like when we factor. We divide things out and we write it one time out front, and that leaves behind 2x plus 1. Oh my goodness, we just reverse FOILed that. We just factored it without any guessing. We took that 2 and 3 and we multiplied them together. We got 6. We split it up. We found which of the splits added up to be the middle term, and then we did the grouping method. So I've got 2 more examples of increasing difficulty so you can get a feel for how this goes. It might still feel a little confusing until you do it a few times. We have a 3x squared, so we might now want to jump in and try to guess and check. I used to teach it guessing and checking, but it is a bit overwhelming for students. So we take the number 3 and we multiply by -8, and we write the number over here. So 3 times -8 we wrote over here. Now we split up -24, so that would be 24 and 1, 12 and 2, and then 6 and 4, 8 and 3. There we go. Now none of those add up to 10. Well, I guess 6 and 4 does, right? That's just kind of an accident because we need them to multiply to be a -24. So that means we're going to have to make one of them negative. So I'm going to make the smaller one negative. Why do you think I did that? It's because 12 minus 2 will give me the positive 10 of that middle term. So I'm going to split that 10 into positive 12x and negative 2x. Those guys combine to be 10x minus 8 comes down 3x squared. We then do, what do we do next? The grouping method. So we group these two. We take a 3x out. That leaves x plus 4. And then on these two, what is the greatest number that can divide into both of those? Let's use -2. And I'm using -2 because I know, based on my understanding how this is going to work out, that I want x plus 4. X plus 4. All right, they do have a common binomial, so we factor that out, and we have 3x minus 2. Now you might be wondering, what if, because I get this question every time I teach this, what happens if these are not the same? Well, go back and check your work first of all, but if they're not the same, then it's entirely possible this is prime and can't be factored like we're trying here. So that's the answer. It's probably not factorable. All right, one more example. We're going to make the numbers bigger so it's even harder to guess and check. So we take this first number and we multiply that. We write it over here, -60. Now, once you get better at this, you might be able to rifle through numbers in your head until you find what adds up to being -11 and multiplies to be negative 60. Like, for example, negative 6 times 10 is not the answer, right? 60 times negative 1, that doesn't add up to 11. However, what about 15 and 4? 15 times 4 makes 60. But if I make the first one the negative, now it's negative 60, and it adds up to be negative 11. So that's the combination we were looking for. So you don't always have to list them all out. You can kind of go until you find a hit. Negative 10, 6x squared. We then do the grouping method. These are both divisible by 3x, so that leaves behind 2x minus 5 plus 2 times the quantity 2x minus 5. There it is. We have another common binomial, 2x minus 5, so we factor that out, 2x minus 5. Make sure you put it in parentheses, and then the second binomial would be whatever's left behind, 3x plus 2. Look at that. That was actually a pretty difficult question to try to guess and check, but we got through that very easily by simply starting with that negative 60 and subdividing that. All right, hopefully that worked for you, and now you're ready to move on to the next video in the sequence, which is more factoring by grouping. All right, good luck.